Welcome to CBT News with Cheyenne Malone.
Good morning and welcome to the CBT News Daily Newscast. I'm Cheyenne Malone. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's a look at today's top automotive industry stories.
U.S. car sales are projected to rise marginally over the previous quarter, with General Motors retaining its lead in volume despite weakening prices. Analysts predict a new vehicle sales total of 3.8 million units, up 5.6% from Q1 2023, thanks to this year's busy February. However, March saw demand cool from earlier in the quarter and brought cheaper transaction prices, which shed 3.6% from last year to rest at $44,186. China's BYD reported a substantial decline in quarterly sales following an economic slowdown in its home country and a worldwide cooling in the electric vehicle market. While the company sold 13.4% more units than last year, its roughly 300,100 units in EV and hybrid sales during Q1 represents a 43% drop from the previous quarter's 526,400. Although BYD surpassed Tesla for the first time during Q4 2023 in terms of volume, its slower sales may mean Tesla will reclaim its first place position when it reports its own numbers. 5 New York dealerships have agreed to pay over $1 million in damages after state officials say they overcharged more than 1,000 lease customers. The New York Attorney General's office claimed that 5 Nissan dealerships implemented junks while falsely inflating vehicle prices, affecting 1,138 customers who sought to purchase their car at the end of their lease term. The auto retailers are set to pay $1.6 million in restitution and $340,000 in penalties, resulting in a final payout of nearly $2 million. New research indicates that Tesla's potential customer base is shrinking due in part to the public perception of its CEO, Elon Musk. Market analysis company Caliber said that a survey of buyers indicated that Tesla's consideration score has fallen from a high of 70% in November 2021 to 31% in February 2024, a drop that the firm's CEO attributed to Musk's public behavior. Caliber's research conflicts with other studies that indicate that Tesla has some of the highest brand loyalty in the U.S. car market. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with Melinda Zabriskie, head of financial insight at Experian, to discuss why more customers are opting for electric vehicles.
CBT News is expanding its reach like never before and is launching in over 70 million broadcasting households. Whether you have Roku, Apple TV, or a mobile device running on Android or iOS, you can now enjoy our engaging, in-depth interviews with dealers, automakers, trade associations, best-selling authors, motivational speakers, and so much more, whenever and wherever you are. Simply search CBT News in the App Store of your smart TV.
What is all this talk about people wanting, more people wanting EVs? I know dealers are now just turned up their computer volume and said, I got to hear this.
Well, of course, gas is still dominant. ICE is still very much dominant in the industry, but we continue to see growth in EV on the new financing side. It's quickly approaching 9%. When just a few years ago, it was 3 or 4%.
Yeah.
So adoption is growing.
So it's more than doubled, maybe even tripled, depending on what state you're in, right? So that's pretty good. Tell us about some of the other key findings from the report.
Well, overall, Q4 of last year saw a lot of stabilization.
Mm-hmm.
We're no longer seeing really dramatic year-over-year increases in loan amounts.
Yeah.
We still, of course, have the rate increases driving up monthly payments. But for the last part of the year, the loan amount stayed stable. For new vehicles, it was, right around 40,000, 41,000, and it came down year over year. And used loan amounts right around 26,000. So it's seeing a lot of very steady or stabilization in those loan amounts.
And you can watch this full interview right here at cbtnews.com. Well, that does it for our show today, but we do invite you right back here tomorrow morning on cbtnews.com. And remember, you can stay up to date with the most recent news and trends influencing the retail automotive industry by following us on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and X, formerly known as Twitter. And now you can find CBTs in over 70 million broadcasting households. We're on Roku, Apple TV, Android, and iOS devices. Simply search CBT News in the App Store on your smartphone or device, and you can watch our programming whenever, wherever. I'm Cheyenne Malone on behalf of all of us at CBT News. See you next time.
CBT News, your #1 resource for auto industry news and content.